I knew something was off the moment I drove into my driveway. The porch light was lit. My front gate was slightly ajar, and when I walked inside, my heart skipped a beat. Standing in the center of my living room, clipboard clutched in hand, was Karen, the president of our HOA. She wasn't welcome. She wasn't invited. She had come in uninvited. But between her and the door was Max, my 100-pound German Shepherd. His body tense, his fur bristled, and a low growl shook his chest. He wasn't attacking. He wasn't advancing. He was just standing his ground, protecting his house, protecting me. Karen's face paled. "Call him off," she shrieked, waving her papers around like a cloak of protection. I nodded my head. "No, he hasn't hurt you. He's just keeping you in your place." Neighbors had assembled outside by then, attracted by her yelling. Cell phones appeared. Cameras documented every moment of the HOA queen held captive by the very dog she'd previously attempted to exclude from the community for being too big and intimidating. These same neighbors who'd lived in terror of her threats and citations were now laughing, whispering, and taking video. Her authority, constructed on fear and intimidation, dissolved in minutes. When the police officers finally got there, Karen attempted to spin her tale. "I was doing an inspection," she claimed, her voice shaking but still holding on to authority. "This man's property is a violation of several bylaws, and his dog threatened me." The officer looked at Max, who was sitting quietly beside me, tongue lolling, tail thumping. Then he examined the lock she'd smashed, the gate she'd pushed open, and the chaos she'd caused bursting in. He shook his head slowly. "No, ma'am. That's trespassing. You weren't supposed to be here." Karen's mouth opened and closed like a fish ripped from the lake. For once, she was speechless. And as the neighbors' laughter increased, her well-built empire of fear came tumbling down. Max settled against my leg, quiet and still, as if he knew precisely what he had done. He hadn't bitten. He hadn't lunged. He hadn't violated a single law. But by refusing to back down, he defended me, my house, and my family's legacy. And that evening, each of the altercation videos landed on the neighborhood Facebook page. Karen, the so-called queen of the HOA, had been deposed, not by attorneys or reams of paperwork, but by a devoted German Shepherd who wouldn't let her cross over. So I'll ask you, what would you do if your HOA president broke into your house and found herself face-to-face with your dog? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let me know where you're watching from. If you've ever dealt with a Karen, an HOA nightmare, or a power-hungry neighbor, hit that like button, share this with a friend, and subscribe to Welcome to Neighbor Wars HQ, because trust me, the battles are just getting started.